Nobody like you, Jesus. How great, how great, how great you are. How great, how great you are. Thank you, Jesus. How great you are. How great you are. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. How great you are. How great you are. You can lift your voice and bless him. How great you are. How great you are, Lord. Iradie Wona yebesumu Onyamie Wona yebesumu Wona wobo surunia sasi Wona wuhu migu onipemu Antano nipa beye Oh gratia sinful Yebesumo Yenkwadenyina da 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 Antano nipa Rabashade daba Beye okra Tia sinful Yebesumo Rabashade da Dadenyina, 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 Antano nipa. Beye, oh gracias for Yebesumo. Oh ye kasi wasuro, minya miye kasi wasa sisu. Oye kasi wapu no so Masem nyina ne se Minya miye kasi. I just want to talk about my God. Oye kasi wasuru suro Oye kasi wasa sisu Oye kasi Wapo no so Masem ni se Minya miye Osi ao Minka se Masem ni se Minya miye kasi Ao Minka se ni Masem ni se Minya miye. Let your voice with me. Oh yeah, kasi, oh yeah, kasi. Wasu suro, nyamiye kasi, oh yeah, kasi. Oh yeah, kasi, wapu, wapu nusu. Jesus reign. Reign, Jesus reign. King of Zion, Judah's Lion reign. Jesus reign. King Does Lion reign? Jesus reign. If you know it, lift your voice with me tonight. Reign, Jesus reign. Say, reign, Jesus reign. Reign, Jesus reign. Judas alive. We just came to worship. You don't want to hold back. Oh Lord, who is like unto thee? Oh Lord, who is like unto thee? Oh, help me sing. Among the gods, say, among the gods, among who is like thee? Father, you are glorious, fearful in praise, doing wonders, doing wonders. Hey, among the gods, say, among the gods. Father, who is like glorious, Lord, yeah, in holiness, fearful, doing wonders, say, doing wonders. Somebody lift your voice one more time to the Lord. Among the gods, say, among the gods, who is like unto you? Glorious in holiness, yeah. Careful in praise, doing wonders, Lord, doing wonders, hey, doing wonders. Father, tonight we just want to worship you, doing wonders, Jesus. Wonders, doing wonders, hallelujah, say, doing wonders. Who is the like you? Oh God, you created us, Father, in your likeness. Who is the like you? Oh God, it's an honor, Lord, to stand and worship you. We lift our hands, say, we lift our hands to the great who was and who is and is to come and is to come. We lift our hands, Lord, to the great, to the great. Say, who can compare? Say it again. We lift our hands. We lift our hands to the great I am, who was and who is the Lord and is to come. We lift our hand, Lord, to the great I am. Who can compare, Lord? Who can compare with you, Lord? Nobody can compare to you, Jesus, the great I am, Lord. Nobody like you, Jesus. Who can compare? Hey, compare with you, Lord. We lift our hands to the great I am. Somebody help me sing tonight. Who was and who is and is to come. We lift our hands. Help me sing tonight to the great. We just came to worship tonight. Lift your voice to the Lord, say, who? Can I say this last thing? There is a Redeemer, Jesus, God's own Son, precious Lamb forgiven as your son, and believing your spirit till your work on earth is done. Together, can you help me sing? Thank you, Father. Say thank you, oh my Father. Say forgiven as your son. Father, believe and say and believe in your spirit, your work on earth, your work on earth is done.
Hello. Good morning to you all. Can you hear me? I said good morning. Now I hear the vim. The vim is in it. This is the informal aspect of the program. So I'm just going to ask you, engage you. I want you to tell me what you expect. You've been here for 4 years. How many of you have graduated? Oh, it is 4-0. Richard, how many? Silas has 3. Hey, Silas. 3. Anyway, my name is Miss, and I hope today you are going to learn. I know you are going to learn a lot, but before then, I want to find out what your expectations are. And okay, someone is smiling like you want to know. What are you expecting? At least you know the theme. So what are you expecting for today?
Okay, so my name is Boakye Richard Iduapriem. What I'm expecting today is to be guided and to be briefed on what I'll be expecting after school. So I'm expecting that people who are already out there, who have the experience and then the skills, and then who have also made it out there to briefly and then probably with their experience teach us what we should expect and what we should prepare for. Yeah, so that's what I'm expecting.
Okay, that's nice. Meaning you believe this program is very important. Yes. So who else is telling me something? Yes. Or I should ask, who can dance Azonto for me? That one you'll be able to say it. Who else is saying something? Yes. My lady. In fact, what do you expect? And then any other thing you want to tell us?
Okay, so I expect to acquire through this program some skills that will be essential for me when I go out into the world. Thank you.
Okay. So who else is telling us something? Yes. I don't need to come to you. You just have to call me, then I just give you the mic. Someone is giving me bombastic side eye. This guy. He's just giving me bombastic side eye, calling me indirectly that he wants to say something. What is your name? After giving the bombastic side eye, you have to talk. You're not expecting anything, or you came here because maybe that might be here. So that is not, even food is not important. So you have something important you want to learn.
My name is Colin Fuyagbo, and by the end of the day, I'm expecting to be ready and prepared to meet the outside world. And yeah.
Okay. Be prepared to meet the outside world. Are there things that you have in mind you want to ask? Are there things? Yes. Who is telling us something? Those here. Ladies in mining and allied professions. Student chapter. What are you telling us? What do you expect?
I expect to have acquired a knowledge after this program and also to connect.
Okay, so you've been here for 4 whole years. Is it worth it? What has changed? Are you so excited? You'll not be hearing people's voice. Hey, this is your assignment. If you don't bring it, this, -3, -4. Are you excited to finally have completed? And again, how is the feeling like comparing it to when you completed JHS and SHS? What's the difference? Yes. Who is telling me what's the difference between these experiences? Because I remember when I went to JHS. You went to No, I went to JSS. Yes. So the feeling was great. And we kept saying, oh, I'm done with school, not knowing there is a longer one that we have to attend. How is the feeling? Did you make new contacts that has changed things in your life? Have you made new friends? What is the whole experience like? Yes, nobody is talking. When we met the first years, the way they were talking, I don't know why. Are you shy or what? Or you don't have anything to say? The first years were more open. You have experiences. What are the experiences that you would want to share? Maybe there are things you have learned. Things you have learned you want to share. Okay, when I came to this school, I was very quiet. But during one of our lectures, there was a need for me to make a presentation. That changed. That was a game changer for me. What experiences do you have that you want to share with us? Yes, Mr. Stevens. Another bombastic side eye. Pass it to him. Maybe there's
Please, my name is Lord, and coming to this school has really helped me. I've met a lot of people, different people, and how to relate with them. And I believe that that is what has helped me the most, because I'm a very shy person and I find it hard to relate with people, and that I'm grateful for. Initially, but then I came to, yeah, very possible.
Hello. Experience. Well, thank you very much. My name is Bismarck Dazi. I think throughout my schooling here, I have learned one thing, that is multitasking. Yes, that's what I have learned. Exactly. I can do a whole lot of things at the same time. I can have a meeting here and then I'll be also studying at the same time. That's what I have learned so far. And I have also acquired a lot of leadership skills, which has really boosted my confidence level wherever I go. Yeah. Thank you.
who else is telling us, sharing any experience with us? Any other person? Okay, so let me ask you. And then nobody will hear it. This one is a secret. Okay, this is a secret. We will say it undertone, so all the lecturers here will not hear it. Which of the lecturers annoyed you most? Is there anyone? Me, I'm not a lecturer. Me, I don't teach at all. So even if you mention somebody's name called Miss Shikra, she's not here. Who annoyed you most? Or who said something that you felt like, or all the insults you want to say, it was in your head, but you insulted the person very well. Maybe don't mention their name. Give us examples. Experiences. Yes. Nobody wants to share. Hey, I'm surprised though. But here you've been even be giving us names. How do you call me? What name did you give to me? Those have taught before. What name did you give me? It's not true. There was one, let me give it, there was one time. I I asked one of my academic tutors, so what name do they call me? So no, they don't call me. I say, it's a lie. It's a lie. Tell me the name. Then he mentioned the name. I say, hey! So people could even give me a nice name. I don't even want to mention it here. Oh no. Yes. What did somebody say? You don't need to mention the lecturer's name. Just say something that got you angry. Say, if not the fact that you're a lecturer, what I'll do to you. Give us one experience. Or not encountered any.
Actually, no, I've not encountered any yet.
Hey, so the lecturer was so sweet.
No, that one, it was my fault, so I had
It was
nothing
your
to do.
fault. Oh,
Exactly.
okay, then that is fine. But all the time it is your own fault. Because nobody will just stand up and start shouting. So share that your fault with us, let's see.
Actually, it was a quiz that we had to write, and you know, as a student, because we have our extracurricular activities and other stuff, so I didn't prepare well for that particular quiz. So when he came in, I had a guy I mostly dabbed from, and it's quite unfortunate. He got to realize it, and he asked me to stand up from that place, which made me lost hope in that quiz that I wouldn't get the right mark.
You didn't get the right mark, so that why you didn't learn.
Exactly.
So you got the right marks.
No, I ended up failing that paper
No,
because
wait,
I didn't get the chance to dab.
So that means you didn't get it. You got the right marks because that's the only thing you had in your mind.
You are not getting me.
No, I'm still getting you. If you had dab, you would have gotten the marks you want.
Exactly.
And you're not supposed to dab. So what you wrote is your real
I
marks.
didn't even get the chance to write.
Oh, okay. So this one you agree that it's your fault.
Yeah, so he telling me to stand up from that place got me gingered. As you said, Aqua Wepa, our mafia. Exactly.
You see, so you should have learned. So from there, you started learning and making the grades.
Oh, she's here. The lecturer is here.
Yeah, really? Then she did well. Who's that?
Oh, don't worry. I will see you in Chairperson.
Okay, don't be angry. Yes, give it to your friend. Share some of your experience with us. You know, all this we are doing, we are also teaching you how to. Is it okay? Okay. Who else wants to share some experience with us? You might think that we are just worrying you, but this is also teaching you how to talk in public, indirectly. We teach you how to make presentations. I remember we sent a student on a field trip. The young man who gave the induction was an old student of this school, and he was doing his national service. Those that when it comes to presentation, you want others to do it. If they had called him, do this presentation, and he was not able to do it, I'm sure it would have blocked a lot of his chances. So this is also a way of teaching you to talk in public. Yes, share some of your experiences. There was one time, I was still young man. Hey, assist, pass it. Yes. There was a time I was walking down during the COVID, we were in our nose mask. Then I was in my nose mask, so they didn't see me. I heard Miss Eshi. Then I kept quiet. Let me hear the conconsa. And then I'll hear Miss Eshi again. This one I said, okay, no. My conconsa level will not make me keep quiet. And I said, what has Miss Eshi done? So, no, Miss Eshi, we are not saying anything, no. We're only saying that whose lecture do we attend? When we get here, we have to be running because she will not allow you to enter the class. I said, hey, are you sure? You are sure you did add some insults to it? They said, oh, no. But I know you will be insulting us. That's okay. When I was in university, I also gave my lecturers names. So it's part, So that's the reason why I want you to share some with us. Yes.
I'm Francisca.
Okay.
So, level 100, when we came, we did a quiz that was linear algebra. And I got 0 and it kind of, I was surprised. So I cried almost the whole day, but moving forward, I just go to realize it was normal. So,
It's normal to get 0.
yes.
Okay, but at least it didn't break you down.
Sure.
I was in university, we had the thing was just too difficult. Hey, I looked at my paper 3/20, so I hid it. I was just passing, and one of my friends pulled it. I said, hey, Oba, why are you? We've all had those experiences, but it's just that you have to change your mindset, and I'm sure you did. The guy close by you, share some of your experience with us. Anything. You can't tell me from first year till now you don't have anything you want
Please,
to share.
I don't have anything.
Maybe something funny. You have. That girl that bounced you, that one too is there. You think I don't know? I know you, Papa. What is his name, girl? Is that one? Jeff. I know you. Mark 4. I know you. So share with us. Yes, Jeff. Mark 4. That girl that was in that course. Don't worry, I remember. Geomatics. You know, I have filler. You don't have any idea. You have ideas. Yes, who wants to share with us? Any funny thing? Okay, let me just tell you something. This thing is very important, and a lot of the time we don't take notice of it. It gets to a point in life that certain things I can never tell you. I can never tell you. Maybe when you were young like this, even I'll tell you, you will be angry, but I'll still say it. I remember when I was working with Prof. Ajima, he's emeritus. I'll tell Prof. Ajima, this class is not smelling good. So next week, we will tell them they should all bring their deodorant spray. So those who don't have will go and buy. So we can tell you at that age, but to get to a point, we will not be able to say, if you are not smelling good. No, but it is difficult. Very, very difficult. You only make people. Okay, can we all be upstanding? Yes. Yes, RBC is here. He doesn't really like it, but you're welcome. All right, you can all sit. Bring it.
All right. Welcome to the second edition of the Exit in Readiness program. This is a program organized through the partnership of AngloGold Ashanti Iduapriem Limited, the Ladies in Mining and Allied Professions in Ghana, and the University of Mines and Technology, UMaT. May ours be a fruitful discussion that will build up our confidence as we transition into the world of work. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mame Buamapuku, and I'll be the MC for today's program together with my co-MC,
Richard Amankwah Anson.
Shall we please be in a mood of prayer? Shall we please be in a mood of prayer as we invite Mr. Raphael Boakye to give us the opening?
Please let's welcome him with a round of applause.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. We cannot begin such a program without inviting God because He is the Alpha and Omega. And because of that, let's humbly bow down our heads in prayer. Father, in the name of the Lord Jesus, we thank you for the gift of life that you've given us. We thank you, Lord, that you've made it possible for us to come together to have such an honorable program. We commit this program into the hands of you, God. We pray that, oh God, may you take absolute control and dominion over this program. And we ask that may you come and steer this program. And at the end, we shall be careful to give you praise. This and many more we ask. In the name of Jesus, the Son of the living God. Amen. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Oh, amen. Oh, your amen I didn't hear. Hello, amen.
Amen.
Hello. Your high is very low. I don't like the morale. Hello. I can now feel you. So, Mami Bama, it's another edition of our Exit in Readiness program, as she said. And we have committed the program into the hands of God. So we'll be rolling. And at this point, we want to acknowledge some dignitaries who have joined us for this very important session. So, Mami, can we have the dignitaries from UMaT and LiMAP, after which I'll come in with those from AngloGold Ashanti.
All right. So we are privileged to have with us Professor Solomon Nunu. He's a professor from the Electrical and Electronics Engineering Department.
Do it better. Clap for him. To be a professor is not easy at all.
Right by his side, we also have the head of Counseling and Student Support Unit, Mr. Theophilus and Robertson.
Oh.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Please, let's do it better for him.
Another wonderful person we have here is the headmistress of UBAS, Mrs. Angelina Kwesi Kuma. Kindly give us a wave, madam. Thank you so much for joining us. Now we also have members from the Ladies in Mining and Allied Professions. Kindly give us a wave, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us.
LiMAP in the house.
Together we also have the president and founder of LiMAP, Professor Grace Ofori-Sarpong. Kindly give us a wave.
Prof Bakope, Prof 1. Prof Grace, thank you. All right, Mama, thank you very much. So, as she said, this program is jointly organized by AngloGold Ashanti Iduapriem Mine, Ladies in Mining and Allied Professions, and then the University of Mines and Technology. So there are some dignitaries from AngloGold Ashanti Iduapriem Mine, and we want to acknowledge them. From my far right, Josephine Texan, please give us a wave. She is Officer Communication from AngloGold Ashanti Iduapriem Mine. We have Mrs. Rahel Sechibedu, please. Officer Socioeconomic Development. And we also have Rosalind Dowery, Superintendent, Social Investment and Gender. Yes, her post is very big. Okay.
All right, also let me also add that as and when we have some more guests coming in, we shall introduce them. But another group of people that we have here today who are so special and dear to us are the main reason why we organize this program. So as part of our guests, we also have final year students of University of Mines.
Oh, final year students. Wow,
for a successful 4 years.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Let me see how many of you did 4-0. Let me see your hands. Hey, 4-0. Okay, let me see if the 4-1. Ana Ofere. 4-4. Hey, I'm on 4 titles. Wow. So congratulations once again. It's been a long journey, but we thank God that successfully you have graduated. Thank you. All right, so as more guests do come, we'll acknowledge them, but at this point, we will reserve the other person who will be properly introduced later on. He is our guest speaker. So perhaps you are wondering why we have gathered here this morning. We've said that it's our exit in readiness, but we want to shed more light on this program, and to help us do that, let's welcome Professor Grace Ofori-Sarpong. Please, let's welcome her. Founder and President, LiMAP-GH Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. MC, Madam MC. Distinguished senior officers of AngloGold Ashanti Iduapriem Limited and the University of Mines and Technology, Takwa. Our prospective graduates, our ladies in mining and allied professions in Ghana, cherished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
It is a great pleasure to have all of you join us today for this program. We have gathered here to celebrate the great milestones that our final years have achieved. They have gone through various programs, certificate, diploma, degree programs, up to 4 years on UMaT campus. And they have come to the end of that chapter in their lives. In the next few months or even weeks, we will find these young men and women in various organizations, and they will have to adapt and comply with various ethical demands and codes of conduct. It is thus necessary that we help these young men and women to equip themselves in order to transition smoothly from an academic setting into the world of work. So today, we have the 3rd edition of our flagship program called Exit in Readiness. And the theme for this year is Employability Chapter, Transitioning with Confidence. We started this program, Exit in Readiness, 2 years ago. And 2 years ago, we did it for only females in final year. Last year, we were able to add the male final year students. And today, as you can see, we have males and we have females. How did this become possible? It is mainly because of our productive collaboration with AngloGold Ashanti Iduapriem Limited as our partners and also as our sponsors. Can we give a wave of appreciation to AngloGold Ashanti Iduapriem Limited? And we also thank our alma mater, University of Mines and Technology, for supporting to have this program. Ladies and gentlemen, one key aspect of today's program is a practical discussion, which will touch on all that our graduates need and should know in order to transition from the academic chapter into the employability chapter with all the confidence that they need. So please relax in your seats and enjoy every bit of this program. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Prof. Grace Ofori-Sarpong. Please, let's do it better for her once again. Thank you very much, Prof. For that wonderful speech. Indeed, she has welcomed us, and we know the reason why we are here.
But for a program like this, I mean, you need someone to sit in to steer affairs. So let's welcome Mrs. Magdalene Ananya as she comes to introduce the chairperson for this occasion. Please, let's do it better for her.
Thank you very much. It's a great privilege to be called upon to introduce the chairman for this August program. The chairman for this program is no other person than the Vice Chancellor of the University of Mines and Technology, Professor Richard Amankwah. Ladies and gentlemen, a hand of applause.
Thank you very much, Honorable MC and the one who introduced me. I like the introduction because sometimes when people are supposed to introduce you, they go and look for the secondary school that you attended and start running it down. And all the ladies who bounced you will even be introduced before they call your name. So this is a nice one. Thank you. As we have been informed already, we are here for exit in readiness. And I'm standing on the protocols already established to move on. I get very happy when I see all these wonderful people from AngloGold Ashanti joining us for such programs. And sometimes it's a bit difficult when they are here and our students are not here. The program was supposed to start at, I think, 10 o'clock, and they came at 10. The boss was in my office, and I was just wondering, are these people coming, are they not coming? For all those of you who were late, I've taken note of your names. And I will send your names to the senior manager. If you go for an interview at AngloGold Ashanti, you have to explain why you were late for today's meeting. And try and convince them whether when you are given a job, you can get to the gate before the time is up. Again, I want to believe that you wrote your exams very well and you all pass. I don't want you to trail, because if you trail, I cannot give you your degrees this year. So make sure that you pass so that you can get your certificates this year and not next year. I like the topic that has been chosen, or the theme, that is the employability chapter. Sometimes when you are in final year, it is so nice. You put all your plans together. Oh, after school, I'll do my service with AngloGold Ashanti. After AngloGold Ashanti service, I get a job. Within 2 years, I marry my girlfriend. And I buy a car, and I start building my house. And yeah, you build it so nicely. Then you complete school, you start. The service postings come, and you have been sent to Emosiaso JHS. And then immediately you wake up to the fact that, hey, all the plans that I wrote on paper, it doesn't seem that they will come to pass. But it's all part of the game, and it's also wonderful to be posted to spaces that you didn't anticipate and to walk into jobs that you didn't apply for. I want to believe that this discussion will address some of these so that you know the realities of life and how to manage spaces and events that may not be supposedly in your best interest. Recently, I was at a program, I think about 2 weeks ago, the presidential pitch. Young people were asked to present ideas that can be funded. So they started with almost about 100 people. After several presentations, some were taken out, and the final 10 were asked to present their documents before the president so that they will be funded. It's interesting that 2 people from UMaT won awards. The first person was from UMaT. And the fifth person was also associated with UMaT because she came to our incubation center to incubate her ideas. And I was very happy about it. It shows that UMaT, we are doing something right. But one particular pitch that caught a lot of attention had to do with somebody who wanted 400,000 Ghana cedis from the president to prepare momoni cubes. I don't know whether this generation, you know what momoni is. Those who are from proper Ghanaian homes, I believe you know momoni. And this guy had come up with an idea that he wants to buy a grinding machine that he can use, buy momoni, grind it, cube it, and sell it as momoni cubes. Indeed, he won the second position in the presidential pitch. And I thought this is such an innovative idea. He won't wait for anybody to employ him, but he wants to get just 400,000 cedis to set up a small factory and then become the chief executive officer of Momoni Incorporated. These are some things that we should be thinking about as we sit here. I do not want to start the discussion because I know people who are more qualified than myself will sit in to lead the discussions. But I'm happy to be the chairman of this function, and I trust that we will all cooperate to give it a wonderful touch. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Chair, for accepting to be the chairperson. Now, as Prof mentioned, incubation of ideas, my attention was drawn to one person. I must say that we have the business development manager for the University Incubation Hub here, Mr. Michael Abrenfi. Kindly give us a wave, sir. Thank you so much for joining us today. All right. Now moving on, we would love to hear from our special guest of honor. To do us the honors of introducing our special guest of honor, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Dr. Monica Crankson.
Distinguished guests, lecturers, students, all other protocol duly observed, good morning. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the special guest of honor for this year's Exit in Readiness Mentorship Program. Our special guest of honor is a distinguished and internationally acclaimed engineer who has provided dedicated services for over 27 years in the mining sector. He holds a postgraduate diploma in management practice from the University of Cape Town, South Africa, and a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. He is a corporate member of the Ghana Institution of Engineering and holds Engineering Manager Certificate of Competence from the Inspectorate Division of Minerals Commission, Ghana. He is credited with several achievements in the engineering field, including creation of reliable plants to move production capacity from 4.3 to 5.3 million tons per annum, and the development of plant maintenance software for two identical brewery companies, the then Guinness Ghana and Kumasi Brewery companies in 1993. As a leader and a great team player, he has held many senior management roles in the extractive sector, including several stints as acting managing director of AngloGold Ashanti Iduapriem Mine. Our special guest of honor is a highly gifted communicator with a passion to empower the underprivileged population that have limited access to education, mentoring, and interdisciplinary collaborations. Ladies and gentlemen, with a standing ovation and a clap, let's welcome to the stage the Senior Manager Engineering of AngloGold Ashanti Iduapriem Mine, Engineer Isaac Boakye.
And currently the Acting Managing Director of AngloGold Ashanti Iduapriem Mine, Senior Engineer Isaac Boakye Adueni. Thank you, Engineer 1.
As the VC said, when you hear all this, you don't know what to say. The Vice Chancellor, University of Mines and Technology, the President, LiMAP-GH, faculty members, students of this great university, distinguished invited guests, the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm here extending our sincere apologies from our Managing Director, Mr. Samuel Boakye Pobee, who is currently out of the country, and for that matter, he told me to be here, just as he did last year. So last year I was here. It's a privilege to come this year too. In October last year, we jointly organized the second edition of Exit in Readiness mentorship program. And just as the President said, last year we invited the male to join so that we will know how we can exit in readiness. It's like someone studying and going to the exams hall to write. If you are not careful, the first question you will read will just agitate you not to know what you have learned. In the same line of thinking, we are going. We may have finished examination today, and we are told that we are exiting the university to where? And that's the reason why it is important to actually thank LiMAP-GH, UMaT, and then Iduapriem Mine for what they have brought so wonderfully, so that we are spoken to, we listen to discussions that will lead us thinking. Just as we heard about this Momoni factory, when it turns to be cube and it's being sold, he has gotten his job. As a mine, we remain committed. Indeed, our commitment to the SDG 4 is no doubt. Why? We have done a lot. And we want to mention just a few. As a mine, through our community scholarship program, more than 200 deserving students have had opportunity to further their education at the tertiary level. And so, when you talk about these 200, they are also gone, and some are working. They have jobs. And through our community scholarship program, we also have actually had about 60 deserving students to continue their education. All the scholarship is not just for you a token, but it also covers school fees, accommodation fees, and all other related costs paid in full by the mine until the school is completed. And that is something that shows that the SDG 4 does talk about the sustainable development goals on opportunities that we have. We also well endowed. That is equitable quality education and promotion of lifelong learning opportunities. That is what we do. Again, apart from the two mentorship programs we run with LiMAP, that is start right, end well. You realize that maybe when you came to school afresh, that is first year, that is what we met you with. Start right, end well. Do it once, do it right. So those who do rework, those who trail, and resit. I remember those days. Now maybe it's not there. A lot of people, because you can trail, you can write, and still get graduated. Why? Because you finish school in July, they will write the resit in November, and then they will do the graduation in March, but no more. So if you think of, I'll be traveling, those days people travel abroad, and they don't learn well, they trail, and they still want to come after they've gone to enjoy. And so what we are saying is that start well, end well is good. And then we added exit in readiness. And that is not all. We also do a lot of mentorship, internship, national service, graduate training for all, including our own University of Mines and Technology. Recently, we enrolled 20 young men and women in our 2-year graduation program. This will not give them job just like that, but will prepare them for other industry or other companies. You know why? When you go for an interview, first of all, they say experience. Where is experience? And people equate experience to number of years, and that is it. But you know, experience can also be equated to exposure over time. So the fact that you are here or you are there for so many years will not give you that experience to do what you are required. And that's the reason why this graduate training is very important for us. And so 20 people are in now. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that today the competition is great. Our time, we were only 28 mechanical engineering students in Ghana. The whole Ghana, 28. Not talking about UMaT and the rest. We only had 15 electrical, 50 civil, 14 agric, and the rest. The MET, at that time, MET was around 10 to 15. And all of us may have gotten job. And so when they call you for national service, you equate it to what? Oh, job. And that is why the straight line described by VC will happen. That, oh, the moment I finish school, I'm there. But that is not it. Because today, the research that people have done, like ISE, that is the Institute of Statistical, Social, and Economic Research, what they did tells us that it doesn't take less than a year. It takes 10 years for a large number of graduates to secure employment. And it is true. Some more than that. It tells you that it is not easy, but it is not looming. You can do something for yourself or about it. Another survey that was done in 2015, Ghana Statistical Service, said it takes 5 years, that's average, after leaving school to get a stable job. That's what they call school to work system. 5 years. So all your plan today, that, oh, I'm waiting maybe in November, national service. Then the life goes on. May not be that. Why? That will be something that will get you frustrated if you look at that straight line curve. At times it's not straight. Those who have done mathematics, engineering, they know that we have a lot of curves. Hyperbola, parabola, all of them are there. Log curves. And so your life may not be a straight line. Y equal mx. Maybe the constant will not come. So you may start from 0 and want to move on. No, it can change. And that is why we are talking today about the topic exit in readiness, employability chapter, then transition in confidence. All those words are pregnant with implications. Employability, meaning that you've made yourself to be employed. So when you go for an interview, you are not going to beg them to employ you. You are going to tell them you are needed by them. Why? Because the value and benefit that you give them is enormous. So you don't go to an interview with less confidence. Why? Because you are employable. Because you are ready. But if you are not ready, what do? You can't do anything. Let me give you an example in the village. You know, in the village, because you don't have pipe-borne water, a lot of villages, we go to the stream and fetch water. And so people have bought for themselves drums. You wake up in the morning, you have to fetch water, maybe 4 buckets, and then you take the last one, 5th one for yourself. When it rains, people are so happy. But you know what? When you have only 1 drum and you put it at a rain pot and you get full, the rest are nuisance to you. What about the other person who has 20 drums? He will put 1 drum, it's full, they will pull out, second full, pull out, third, until you get to 20. The rain is good for him because he prepared for the opportunity. So we don't want to say, yes, we are exiting. But remember, we told you, start right and end well. Ending well is not solely the knowledge that you have acquired. No. Why? Because the knowledge acquired is just an information. And information is what? It's a data processed. And so when you do that and it's in sync with the lecturer, then it gives you first class, second class upper. That is knowledge. Yes, you are knowledgeable. But what about understanding? Some people say, all what we learn is learn, chew, pass, forget. How will you forget what we have learned and still want to be employable? It doesn't happen that way. And so, whatever we learned, for us to exit and exit well, exit in confidence, it means that we understood what we were taught. All the equations for the engineering students, all the equations for mathematics students, even social science students, all the equations and other principles are there to be applied. I remember someone came to do national service and said, the equation we did in fluid mechanics doesn't apply anywhere. I said, what? You did Bernoulli, isn't it? Okay, come, let me show you something. The power of the pump, you see. Just write the equation. He wrote the equation. We took every parameter one by one. We showed him and said, we never taught that way. I said, you never learned that way. Not that you were not taught. So in a sense, when you exit in confidence, we are saying that you are ready. And so your national service becomes like what? A table for you to jump. So that you're jumping, you land well. And that is it. In that sense, we always want to think about what Mans York said in his book, Employability in Higher Education. What is it and what it is not? According to him, employability is a set of achievements that are skills, understandings, and personal attributes. And that one will give you the guarantee to be employed and be successful in your chosen occupations. And the benefits are for yourself, the workforce, the community, and the economy at large. Therefore, it is not just about getting a job. Rather, it's about broadening your skills level, your attributes, and then becoming successful throughout your working life. So we are working to sustain. And one word that is so close to my heart is enduring. And they add world to it. That is sustainability. And so we can then look at various points that will help you to exit in readiness, transition in confidence, and in your employability chapter. The first point is be up to date. You know, at times I call some people illiterate graduates. They are illiterate graduates because they don't even read after school. All what they do is that they listen. What are they saying? They said this. He is the first person to send any message that he sees without even checking. So we want you to be up to date. Up to date in the sense that your employers, they will not stop looking for qualified employees, whether you employ or not. They also look for people who are innovative. In Iduapriem Mine, we have what we call our values. And one of our values is also centered on excellence. And excellence will bring about innovation. Why? Whilst at school, those days, international school, they had a rhyme that they call good, better, best. May I never rest until my good is better and my better best. Maybe those days you didn't understand it. That is excellence. And so they want people who are innovative, they are creative, and they stay up to date. You are MET or a MET graduate. You are not yet MET. And all what you know is what you are going to meet there. It means you are not going to add value. The status quo is what you are going to continue. No. That one, you get job, but you will not get work. It is therefore important to have a good motivation, good attitude, and the ability to manage time strategically. Why? We say, time and tide wait for no man. So whatever you did today, we were told to be here from 9:30, and maybe we started late. But those times we missed, we can never regain. And that is why it's important to manage time strategically to stay up to date. Another one is adjust your CV to the job description. Some people have CVs that have been cast in concrete. Every job, they bring that CV. So the moment you are called, they know that, oh, this guy is not serious. Why? Because he did not tailor the CV towards the job he's going to apply. Fortunately today, when jobs are sent, they give us what they want. And so you tailor your CV as to what they want. I'm not saying go and lie. No. You can use whatever you have learned and situate it in what they want. And when they read it, they love it. It's like going to school. The lecturers will not call you to say, okay, what did you mean when you wrote so that I can mark it for you? Would they do that? No. So you want to tell them what you mean on the paper so that when they are marking it, they know what you mean. They won't call you. In the same way, your CV will be read before even they do the shortlisting, after they've looked at your education that you qualify. When that CV is read, they will say, is that a guy? Okay, then we want to see him. We want to test him, whether he wrote it or somebody's. And that is why they go for interview. But when they read it, and there's nothing in it, it's hollow. Everything is motherhood statements. Then they won't call you. And so please, adjust your CV. I'm talking to you, the graduates. I'm talking to you, those of us who have finished school. They have finished their paper even though they haven't defended their project. But they will defend and they will go through. And so do that. Another point is the emphasis on soft skills. We know that you have done all the hard ones. But today, businesses are rapidly transforming around soft skills. Like what? Teamwork. Some people cannot work in teams. But today, by virtue of collaboration, if you are not a team player, you cannot work for anybody because you yourself, you are not a specialist. So if you can't work in a team, where can you work? You only grow to become a specialist when you've learned and you put a lot into use. So teamwork is very important. Employers are emphasizing on these skills. So if you lack these skills, please develop them. Like time management, and you become more critical than ever. Why? Because you go into community projects and you do other things like volunteering. You know, everybody wants to work, but at times you need to volunteer. You know, some people say, oh, what will you give me if I do this work for you? I'll give you nothing. But when you finish the work, you know what you get from it. Once you do that, you are preparing yourself so that you can transition in confidence. We never said with confidence, because you are going to swim in the waters of confidence. Will you get drowned or you float and swim to the shore? Think about it. Another point is use your contacts. Someone said there's what we call performance currency. Performance currency will mean what? You doing your work. So whenever you are working with people, say, oh, this guy is a very good worker. The moment they say that and say, but, it means they have negated your very good work. This guy doesn't know how to talk. This guy, he's good, but his emotional intelligence is low. Even though he's a grown-up, small thing, then he gets agitated and things go haywire. And so, please, your contacts are the people who can stand in for you. And that is why it is not only performance currency you will need, but you also need what? Relationship currency. And so whenever I come on campus, I know that people are visit because we build relationship. This has nothing to do with nepotism, no. Relationship is something you need because you are a performer. It is not somebody who will go and gossip to the VC. VC, you know what is going on? Then he says all these things and think that you'll be promoted. No, that's not where I'm looking at it from. I'm looking at it from the fact that your professional networks will help you to develop your career and to attain certain goals. And you need relationship. So don't forget about your contacts. Some people think that you are their solution. So whenever they need you is when they contact you. And so what? Anytime you get that call, you know, this man is looking for money. And indeed, he's looking for money. He'll come and give you a story, oh, I've done this, I've done that, and I've been paid this, but what haven't you paid? So, I take it. I've done everything. That is not the contact I'm looking for. Those lecturers you were with, the 4 years, please don't leave them. Even that, those hard ones. Why? Because when you go somewhere, you find that their hardness actually helped you to develop confidence so that you can transition in confidence. And so, you can interact with experts from different industries who can guide you. Today, it's cheap. You go to Facebook, LinkedIn, instead of going there to joke, instead of going there to put sensational things there, you go there, particularly LinkedIn, you see people there, professionals. You can even talk to them there, and they will show you what to do. But don't forget that anything you are doing, put yourself in an employer's shoes. If you are the employer, will you employ you? Ask yourself. Today, all the things you did, the lectures you missed, the assignments you dabbed, the ones you did not understand, the point is, all these, when you go out there and you are called for an interview and questions are asked and you are not able to answer, you go back and say, oh, when I read there, I saw that they don't like me. Their facial expressions, their demeanor, so they should take their job. You did not do anything there. You did not perform. None of the questions you were able to answer. They were all of them were losing. You were trying to say, this one I heard before, but what will I say? You could not connect. So in that sense, the employer will not pick you. So anytime you are thinking, think like a businessman who wants value and benefit. And that's the way you do well. What about social media? You should be a butterfly. You should be moving from point to point, as I said. and it will help you. So, finally, prepare smartly. Solid preparation for an interview has become more important than ever. Remember that you will only have one chance to prove yourself as a prospective candidate. So first, you need to understand your target employer very clearly, the industry it belongs to, as well as the services or product it offers. A lot of us, we don't know anything about current affairs, but they want you to be abreast with it. So it's not only your knowledge in the technical field, but your knowledge in the world is also very important. So you need to check the organization website, the social media platforms, to gain a solid understanding of its employee strength, overall production volume, among others. It is there. It's not like those days where you have to go there and find out. They put there because they belong to a lot of regulatory bodies that call for it, and you can also find it. Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude, while we at AngloGold Ashanti continue to do our part, it is incumbent on you, our graduating students, to take full advantage of the opportunities that may come your way through your national service and perhaps graduate traineeship to hone your skills and develop a can-do attitude to distinguish yourselves and achieve your full potentials in your fields of work. Remember, inspiration, let me put it this way, aspiration without inspiration is desperation. So at this point, I will say thank you very much for your attention.
Wow. Let's put our hands together for him once again. Senior Engineer Isaac Boakye Aduanin. Aspiration without inspiration is what? A desperation. Wow. Please, let's do it once again for Senior Engineer Isaac Boakye Aduanin. I'm sure we've all picked useful lessons from his speech. I mean, one thing I like about engineer is that anytime he speaks, he laces his speech with, practical examples, words of wisdom. It's a very powerful speaker. So once again, Senior Engineer, thank you very much. We are most grateful. I mean, just when engineer was speaking, we're joined by another powerful person. In fact, he's been the main anchor behind this program, and we are happy to have him join us. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Senior Manager Sustainability, AngloGold Ashanti Iduapriem Mine, Mr. Stephen Ajay. We all call him Chairman. All right. So, as we did indicate, I mean, from the beginning, this is going to be a very practical session. So, it's not just going to be speech. We are going to have practical sessions to expose you to the world of work, to prepare you so that when you exit, I mean, you exit in confidence and you are ready for the world of work. And so to continue the program, I want to invite, there's going to be a panel discussion, and then I want to invite Dr. Emefa Priscilla Amenyakove, lecturer, Petroleum and Natural Gas Engineering Department. Please, let's put our hands together for her. She is going to moderate the next session. Thank you, Dr. Emefa. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Congratulations to our final years once again. Please, I would like to call our panelists for today. We have the first person, Professor Solomon Nunu. Please, a round of applause. We also have Mr. Theophilus and Robertson. A round of applause, please. We have Mr. Stephen Ajay. Please, a round of applause. And Miss P. Sichofe Planyi. Please do it better for them. All right. So as we said, today's session is going to be a very practical one. We are grateful to have students of UMaT who agreed to do a mock interview with us. So we want to say thank you to the 3 wonderful students who agreed to do this for learning purposes. So the first person we want to interview is Nanaya Damtewa Auntie. Please, a round of applause.
Okay, thank you very much for coming. Can you give us a quick introduction of yourself?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. My name is Nanaya Damtewa Auntie, a final year student of the Electrical and Electronic Engineering. In the past, final year student of the Electrical and Electronic Engineering, during my academic study on campus, I have had the opportunity to work on some few projects, which includes the optimization of power produced from partially shaded solar panels. I've also been able to engage in a lot of activities on campus. I've been able to also engage in a lot of activities on campus as well. My skills include being an excellent collaborator, being able to manage difficult tasks at a very short period of time, and being a good communicator as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. You mentioned that you were part of a group project. What was the project about and what was your contribution?
Okay, so the group project I worked on was the magnetic interference produced by high voltage lines. And in my contribution, I helped get the causes, effects, and how it affected the
Is it the high voltage lines? So if you can list some of the causes and what are some of the effects? Okay, all right, thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
Feel relaxed, right? Feel relaxed. How many internship opportunities did you have throughout your education?
I had the opportunity to intern with 3 companies.
3 companies?
Yes, please.
In which years or semesters?
I had my first internship in 2021 to 2022, October to November. I had my internship at Ghana Free Zones Authority. I had that internship in my second year. In my third year, I had internship at at Electricity Company of Ghana from May 2020 to June 2022. I've also worked with UMaT Africa Limited from November 2022 to December 2022.
Kindly share with us your experiences with UMaT.
UMaT Africa Limited. So with UMaT Africa Limited, I helped in performing routine transformer checks on the routine checks on the transformers. I also helped in general maintenance of about 10 to 20 control rooms. I also helped in compiling daily and regular reports.
How do you think your education helped you at WOMA? Your education in UMaT, how did it help you when you go to WOMA?
Okay, so when I went to UMaT, what helped me the most was the ability that I had to be able to learn. When you're in UMaT, you undergo a lot of stress and a lot of assignments. So one thing that I learned when I was there is we're given assignments all the time. So one thing that helped me was the fact that I'd be able to meet deadlines when I'm given an assignment.
Yes. Would you say that there is a skill in your field of area that you've not mastered yet?
Yes, please.
Okay. How do you intend going about that?
First of all, I think I would have certain courses that I'll be undertaking and try to be friends with experts in the field to help me better my skills in that particular field.
Okay. Let's take it that you're the leader of a team and electronics engineer, big position, right? Okay. So your team has innovated, you have invented a certain device, and you've gone through competition and your team has won. Give a 1-minute speech on behalf of your team.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, I understand the
so
question.
Your team has invented a device, really, really nice. Probably Apple wants to adopt it, you know. And your team has won the competition. Now, you've gone for the celebratory event. Give 1-minute speech.
Thank you very much. I'll first of all like to thank the Almighty God for the inspiration He gave us to have this particular idea to come up with this particular project. I would like to thank my team members as well as all those who we can't mention that helped us bring this project into a success. Thank you.
You're doing so well. Keep it up. Let's continue from here. I've seen on your CV the skills session, technical profile, MATLAB and LabVIEW. Can you tell me about this one? What is it?
Yes, please. MATLAB is basically a software that is mostly we use for simulation purposes. So, for example, my project work, I use MATLAB, and what I did is that I worked on a solar panel. So what I did is that my project work was basically on the production of power from partially shaded PV panels. So my project work helped me to be able to get the right PV panel to use, the right dimensions of equipment that I needed to use to be able to do my simulation, so that it looks as if when I'm implementing it, I get the right implementation when I implement it in the real life situation. So that is for for MATLAB. Yes, please.
Okay, that's fine. Computer skills. When we say you are proficient in Microsoft Word, Excel, what is that? What does that proficient mean? You being proficient mean what?
I'm very well to do. I'm good at Microsoft Word and Excel as well as PowerPoint.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you have a question for us?
Yes, please.
Okay.
The question I would like to ask is specifically to AngloGold Ashanti Iduapriem. I would like to know the innovations and innovations that are being implemented now at the mines, and how is it helping in sustainable development?
Wonderful. Okay, so now everybody is moving towards ESG. You know about it?
Not so much.
Not so much. Oh, okay. All right. So I'll not talk about that one. But another thing that we have done is what we refer to as SmartCap. We care about the people we work with, their safety, their general welfare. So what we have done is to get this thing we call SmartCap. The SmartCap is able to support them when they are driving, especially the dump truck operators, so that they don't slip and kill themselves. So it's something which is worth talking about. We can share more knowledge in this area, so that when your daddy comes back, your daddy comes to work, he can return home safely. So it's one thing that we have implemented. But more importantly, where we are moving towards now is this subject called the environment, the social, and the governance. How we are going to improve on what we do so that we don't only make profit, but we also contribute positively to support the communities we work with, and even the general workforce that we work with. Are you okay?
Thank you.
Assuming you are employed, how much would you want to be paid?
Yes, thank you very much for the question. I am certainly flexible, and I believe that I can receive about 3,000 to 7,000 cedis net worth per month, and I'm very willing to listen to the offer you have for me to accept or reject the amount that you give me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nanaya. That will be all for now. Can you go? Oh, please do it better for her. Our next applicant is Mr. Mohammed Abdallah Bello. Please, a round of applause.
Okay, thank you for coming. Please have a seat. Thank you. Chairman, you are welcome.
Thank you.
So, geologist.
Yes, please.
Okay, so give us a brief introduction of yourself.
All right. First of all, I would like to say I'm very elated and revered to sit before you here for giving me the opportunity to be interviewed. So I am currently a graduate of the University of Mines and Technology, and I want to gain an entry-level skill in geological engineering. As such, I want to implement my work-related and then community-related skills in whatever that I want to enter into. So just to elaborate on my past experience, I was the Association of Brilliant Geological Engineering Students Association, a general students president, where I implemented various projects such as the Aegis research team. I realized that we are lacking in research, so I took it upon myself and my team to implement a team whereby we train students on writing skills, and then we got in touch with one of the proficient and then prolific writers and research doctors in our department, Dr. Emmanuel. So he steered the team, and then we were able to write a paper on the groundwater quality assessment within the Tuaca municipality, and it was further presented in an international conference. And my, let me see, I've been able to join a lot of professional organizations, GHIG, OSIM, and YM. They have given me the requisite skills, networking, and then I've gained a lot of knowledge on how to, on various trends in the industry. And this has led to my current project thesis, using AI, machine learning specifically, to predict rock types. And I'm hoping that in my next career, I'll be using AI and the machine learning to be able to solve difficult and complex geological engineering problems. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. From what you have here, it looks like you are presenting yourself as a geotech or exploration person.
Yes, please.
So if I have any job in water, you are not interested?
Actually, this CV was, I just decided, it was because it was a mock presentation, I just decided to choose that aspect. But if, as a graduate, I'm very open to a lot of opportunities, but based on my priorities, it's geotech and then exploration geology, yeah.
Okay, I didn't get much when you were talking about the projects you have been on. So what are the things you have done that really makes you think you are strong in geotech?
All right, so you could see my work-related experience. I was an intern at the Geological Engineering Department's laboratories, where I was able to gain hands-on experience with the team there. And I think during my time of study, one of the projects that were done was the building of the FMMT block. So they used to bring in these test cubes where we there with some of the lab technicians, and then I saw how we were using it to test for the strength of the concrete that they used to use for the FMMT block. So I gained some experience on that, and then some of the laboratory test works, and then also some of the field works that they did, like California bearing ratio for road construction and other stuff as well. Yeah.
Okay, so for the testing of the concrete, how many samples came in, and what were the ratios? Which one was the best at the end of the day?
Okay, actually, because it was a project, certain information were not revealed to us as interns. We were just there to know about the processes, and I think some of the one we did was to cure the test cubes and then put them under the UCS machine and then crash them, where we were able to see the maximum strength each test cube was able to bear. But as to further, results, that was kept confidential from us. Yeah.
Right. Young man, you look very good.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Do you have a mentor?
Yes, please.
Can you tell us about that mentor and why you have picked him as your mentor?
All right, so I'll group my mentors into two. I have my academic mentor and then the industry mentor as well. So my academic mentor is Dr. Emmanuel Danuba-Sunkari. He's one of the best lecturers in the department and the university as well in terms of research, and he has been the one guiding me and even supervised me for my project. And he has been guiding me throughout life, social life, academic life as well. And then currently he's in the University of Johannesburg, where he's doing his postdoctoral. And then also with my industry professional or mentor is Dr. Bruno Nathaniel Ansa, who has also guided me through with my project work thesis as well by connecting me with SGS, or Boakye Laboratory Manager, where we're able to run test works for my samples for my project work. So these two have been very instrumental in my whole experience, and they have been very, very, very good in terms of coaching me, giving me tips of life, the current trends in the industry, and then what to also know as a student or a graduating student, how to transition into the real world experience here.
That's good. From your CV, you have a lot of community-related and leadership experiences.
Yes, please.
How has this built you as a young man?
All right, so it has built me in so many ways. So a lot of these community-related experiences, it has built me to be very resilient in the sense that a lot of challenges come up, but we use the challenges to improve upon ourselves. As you see in there, I was ISEC vice president and also taking up certain roles in ISEC. When I joined ISEC in UMaT, it was very, very almost collapsing to an extent that we were filled up with debt with the national level. So we had to come in and then build the ISEC in UMaT. And then I can say till now that since we've left office, ISEC is no more in debt. And then we're able to ensure that certain things have been put in place. And then regarding my student political life too as well, it has given me the opportunity to meet people as well as my professional roles that I've also taken. So giving me a lot of insights about how to go with team management, project management as well. And I think I've mentioned that in my CV as well too. Yeah.
Okay. Mohammed.
Yes, please.
Your strengths and your weaknesses. Could you tell us about some?
All right. So pertaining my strength, one of them is being adaptable. I can be able to adapt to any environment, and that can be seen in my community-related experiences, having a lot of volunteering works, professional leadership roles, and as well as even students' political roles as well. This has been able to make me strive in different environments with meeting different people, and I've been able to cope with a lot of work ethics, different work dynamics as well. And then one of my main strength is also resilience. Just as I mentioned earlier, I've been able to use challenges as not my weakness but my strength to bounce back very well. And then I have that strength of being a transformational leader in the sense that all these roles that I've covered, I have very unique legacies and I've left certain marks in all these roles that I have served, and it has served as a platform or a prerequisite, some kind of a prerequisite, how would I call it? Something that people can look up to and then also tend to learn from what I have also done. And then with my weaknesses, I'm very, let me say, so pragmatic in the sense that I look at things in so realistic way to the extent that when we are in a team and then we want to bring up something, a bigger goal, I look at it and I'm like, this cannot be done. However, with this, I've been able to have other roles whereby I've been guided by mentors and other people that we embrace everything, being tolerating to each other and then embracing each other idea. So as such, this weakness of mine has now been in the process of keeping it to be able to employ and then entertain everything as well, whether it's been idealistic or realistic as well.
Okay. Have you ever made a mistake?
Yes, please.
Really serious one?
I won't say a serious one, but there has been mistakes that we have done before.
How did you go about bouncing back or resolving it?
So in resolving my mistakes, first of all, I just need to keep calm and then try to engage with others. What do you think should be done? And at times, one thing I do when there's always a mistake, I just forget about the work and then try to take a day off and then bounce back and then be able to know what to do next. That's what I really do.
Great. Mohammed.
Yes, please.
You mentioned that you are a transformational leader.
Yes, please.
Did you say that?
Yes.
Talk to me about it.
All right. So being a transformational leader is just motivating other people through your works and through your experience to be able to also become a leader like you. So in a short sense, trying to instill leadership in others, even if the people know that they cannot. So it's just a form of leadership where you are motivating people to do more. And that is what I've been doing since I came to UMaT. I've been motivated as well, so I also try as much as possible to motivate other people, try to ensure that whatever that I have done, the legacies we have left behind, we motivate others to do more and even do it better than us.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know of any other leadership skill?
Yes, I have numerous leadership skills.
Any other?
I can talk of empathy.
Empathy.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
How different is that one from transformational leader?
What?
How different is it from the transformational leader?
Okay, it is different in the sense that when you are being empathetic, you try as much as possible to take away your role. Just have that kind of feeling that you are like the subject or you are like the subordinate. Let them understand that you want to be in their shoes, you want to be in their feelings. But when you go to them in the sense that I am the leader, I am the boss, you are not being actually empathetic, but I would say maybe you are trying to sympathize with them. But empathetic is more intense, whereby you leave out your role and then try to understand, bring yourself down to the level of the person and then try to cope with them.
Quite engaging. It gave you the opportunity to reverse the final year student, isn't it? Or you are graduating. Given the opportunity to reverse times, what would you have done differently? What would you have loved to do differently?
In terms of
everything.
All right. So if I was to go back to time, I would have thought that I would have gained a lot of internship experiences just to gain professionalism. But I don't regret though. At least I've been able to have some industrial boot camps, and as well as joining the professional bodies. They have given me insights, and then lots of conferences have been done. Although even if you don't have the opportunity to have internships, we have some knowledge or some level where we could be able to understand industry trends and technological bases that are going within the industry, and it has been really helpful in the sense that I can even share certain information of some companies without even interning there.
Okay, what have you planned to see yourself in the next 2 years?
Okay, in the next 2 years, I see myself to be a young geologist who is taking up AI to the, as something that will be my core field, in the sense that I want to use AI and machine learning to be solving geological complex issues or problems. So as such, my 2 years time, I want to see myself to be able to gain a lot of, let me say, skills, competences in various AI machine learning algorithms to be able to solve geological problems. Yes.
Thank you, Mohammed.
Thank you, Mohammed. You can take your leave.
All right. Yeah, before I leave,
I think that's all. Thank you.
I would like to ask 3 questions to you.
Please ask one.
Okay. So if assuming I was to be employed with AngloGold Ashanti Iduapriem, what do you expect to see from me, or what do you expect that the most important thing I should accomplish within my first 3 months of stay? 3 months.
Within the first 3 months, we expect you to learn. In the first 3 months, we expect you to learn. We expect you to understand the company's values, the way we do our things. We also expect to see some degree of transparency and honesty in the way you do your things.
All right.
And we also expect to see you gelling well, working well with the team. So that is what we expect from you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. Please, a round of applause. Please, as you clap, welcome Miss Ofori-Sarpong. She's our last applicant. Please do it better for her.
Thank you for coming. Please have a seat.
Thank you, sir.
You are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. So for this morning, we want to interview you for the position you've applied for. Can you introduce yourself to us? And then your core competencies that you've listed. Which one do you find the most important to you, and how well have you worked to hone it?
Okay, so with my core competency, I'll start with the good communication skills. I'm a very good communicator, and I believe for any organizational setting, one thing that helps in achieving the goals of that organization is good communication skills. That is how well I'm able to communicate with my team members and other people working in the company. Thank you. And okay, about myself, Ofori-Sarpong is a result-oriented individual who believes in hard working. As a natural-born leader, I have excellent skills as a team player and also as a team leader. This is because of some of the positions I picked up on campus. I have the chance to intern with Gold Fields Ghana Limited, where I got exposed to some of their metallurgical operations. Again, I also had a chance to intern with Zeal Environmental Technology. It's a waste company where I also got exposed to some of the waste management treatment. I believe in honesty, truthfulness, excellence. Yes, those are my beliefs. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. You have here that you were an intern at the metallurgical laboratory at UMaT.
Yes, please.
What did you do?
Okay, so that was in my 2nd year. I got exposed to a lot of test work that happens at the lab, such as bond work index. This is a test work done on the type of ore that we are crushing to know the type of motor and other equipment needed for our communication circuit. Apart from that too, I got exposed to some flotation test work and a lot of test work. I really learned a lot. It helped boost my confidence in the course that I was doing. Thank you.
Okay, so guide me through the steps for a flotation test.
Okay, so thank you. So with the flotation test work, first of all, we do flotation mainly on sulfide ores, and when we talk about sulfide ores, they are refractory gold ores. That means they are very difficult to treat. You have to do a pre-treatment method on it before you can treat. So flotation is a pre-treatment method we do on those sulfide ores in order to treat them at our CIL plants. So with the flotation, the first thing we do is that we have flotation time. You need to get some parameters before you can start with your flotation. And again, there are some reagents you need before you can start with your flotation. Some of the reagents is a collector, a frotter, an activator, or sometimes two depressants. The collector, what the collector does is that, you see, what we are doing in flotation is a mineral separation technique. We are trying to concentrate our sulfide ore so that we can take them to the further stage in treating them. So we are trying to make sure all the waste materials coming along with our sulfide ore, we are trying to separate them. So the first thing we do is that we get a good collector, which is very good for that flotation test work that we are doing. So example of the collector is xanthate. And what this xanthate does is that it's there to improve the stability of what we are doing. For instance, why we use the collector is because you are separating two minerals. For instance, you have lead, zinc inside one ore, and you are interested in the lead. So you are trying to separate the lead from the zinc. So what you do is that you get your collector that can make one of them hydrophobic, water-loving, so that we can use air to separate them. So you introduce this collector in order to make your interested mineral become hydrophobic, so that when you introduce the air, it can float, then you can separate your mineral of interest. Apart from that too, we use frotter. You see, after you have been able to induce the hydrophobicity into the mineral, you have to make sure it's stable so that it can float and you can just scrap it off. So we introduce the frotter to make your mineral stable. Afterwards too, we have the activator. That one comes first, sorry. That is to clean the surface of your mineral and make it ready for the flotation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. At ZEAL Environmental Technologies, what were you doing there?
Okay, at ZEAL Environmental Technology, it's a waste company treatment. So with that place, what we're doing was that anytime waste, they deal with waste from the oil industry mainly. So anytime waste comes in, we take samples on the type of waste, the conductivity, the turbidity, everything about the waste before we can start treating, so that we can know the appropriate treatment to apply to the type of waste that we have. So I got exposed to some of the test work that they do at ZEAL Environmental.
So pick any waste, any of them that of your choice, and take us through the treatment procedure.
Okay, so thank you. So I will take oil wastewater, oily wastewater. It comes from the petroleum sector. After they are done with their exploration and everything about petroleum, they have this wastewater, but due to EPA standard, they can't just dump it into the sea, so they bring it to ZEAL for them to treat. And when it gets to ZEAL, we have this pond, processing pond, where we sometimes keep some of the oily wastewater, because we believe that if you keep them, sometimes it helps in settling, and also it's a form of conditioning for the wastewater. So after we are done treating conditioning in it, we officially condition that one. So we have a poly tank where we keep the oil wastewater after we pump it from the pond. Then we introduce potassium, some reagents. So when we introduce that potassium reagent, what it does is that, when the water is exposed to the atmosphere, it causes the organisms in it to survive. We don't want it that way, because as the organisms survive, it still contributes to the BOD and COD of the water. So we introduce that potassium to prevent the activities of all organisms. After we are done with it, we have a processing plant. So the processing plant consists of consists of the dissolved air flotation. So we first do flocculation, that is, we separate the particles, we let them separate with the help of reagents. Afterwards, we go to coagulation. That one too is also a separation technique to separate all the particles in the water. Afterwards, it goes through DAF, that is dissolved air flotation. It's also a different form of flotation, but this one we rather use to separate the waste rather from the water. So the water that gets down there, we take it through the activator, that is full of a tank full of activated carbon that is used to remove every impurity in the water that is treated. Then afterwards, we check the test work, that is the conductivity. It shouldn't exceed 500 before we reduce it into the atmosphere. The pH, we check for TSS, a lot of parameters before we can release them into the atmosphere. So that is it. Thank you.
Very good. Edwish.
Say.
Edwish, from your CV, you've had 3 interns.
Yes, please.
Can you share with us your takeaways from each of these internship activities?
Okay, so I'll start from the one I did at our metallurgical lab. Okay, so one thing I understand that because it's our own metallurgical lab, sometimes the students tend to not really participate fully in what we are doing. But sincerely speaking, it's one of the best internship I had, because that one they come down to my level, like very down. They explain everything. So most of my understanding came from that lab internship. And I also got exposed to a lot of test work, because they have samples from different mining companies. So one way or the other, I got to learn things from different mining companies. Then moving on to Goldfields Ghana Limited, that one I learned how to work in a team, how to be disciplined, how to be honest, because waking up at 5 or 4:30 was really not an easy thing. But because of the internship, I was able to discipline myself throughout the 2-month internship. And again, I was able to learn how to work with team people, be a team player. Even though I had that skill, but it improved my team player skills. And with Zero Environmental Technology, that one, it gave me a lot of experiences, because initially I didn't want to go there because I was seeing myself as a minor student, so I was not really in line with going to a total different place. But when I got there, I realized, oh, it's almost the same thing. We also do waste treatment, and they're also doing it, so I can even learn and even better my CV. So all of them gave me exceptional values in there. Thank you.
Right. Indicated some vote.
Yes, please.
And amongst them is peer counseling. Can you tell us who a peer counselor is, and how has that peer counseling activities shaped you?
Okay, a peer counselor, for instance, like myself, it's someone who takes a friend or a mate through any situation the person is going through. It's like I become the guide for the person. I share my experiences, advices with the person going through a problem in order to shape them in the correct way. And one thing that my peer counseling has helped me with, sometimes people come to you with issues you yourself you are fighting with. And because of that, I'm tempted and challenged to make sure I give solutions to that people. And in that way, I also get to learn from it, and it benefits myself. Thank you, sir.
You mentioned you've been in team leadership positions.
Yes, please.
In 1 minute, can you take us through how you guided the group that you led in achieving its objective?
Okay, madam, thank you. So, Enactus UMaT, I'm their VP Communication, and what Enactus does is that every year we go to Accra to compete. And this competition, we come up with problems in the society, then also come up with solutions to them, then we go present at the national competition. What I do is that I'm in charge of the presentation team, me and my team, so we groom ourselves with presentation skills, with question skills, a lot of skills. Then we go to Accra. Recently, we went for one, we took the 5th position, but last year, as a VP Communication, we took the 3rd position among 12 schools, and this was done by myself and our team. We came together, brought up problems with solutions to them. Thank you.
Okay. So in our company, the company you have applied to.
Yes, please.
In we employ you, put you in a team for you to work with other people. and we do what we call brainstorming sessions. So assuming your paired brainstorming session, you prepared well and delivered, but your suggestion or your point was not taken and a colleague was taken, what would be?
Okay, my reaction is, me myself, I believe that we are not always right. That is what I work with. That in as much as I believe in myself, I know sometimes due to the priorities of the situation. So first of all, I'll assess myself. So what's the priority? Like, if our priority is to make sure we achieve the set goal, and for me to step down with my solution for the colleague to help achieve the goal, then I'm okay with it. I won't react in a bad way. Just the next time, I'll make sure I come prepared, because I love taking the lead. So.
Yes, you came prepared.
Thank you.
You came prepared. I have seen here, amongst your core competencies, multitasking.
Yes, please.
Tell me about it.
Okay. Okay, with that one, I will use just an example. I'm in my final year. This semester was our final semester. We were having project work. At the same time, I was the VP communication, preparing for the national competition. At the same time, I'm the Attorney General for the SRC. So sometimes, like the project work, you'll be working and they'll be calling you, there's an issue, you have to come. Like, I was able to multitask all of them, all the 3 tasks, in order I achieved all of the set goals. With my project work, I was able to do an excellent job with it. With the Naxos national competition too, we did an excellent job. And with my position as an Attorney General too, I did a great job. So I'm very good in multitasking, all in this semester. Thank you, sir.
Oh, I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean by multitasking. But do you know that focusing on one thing at a time will make you a master than doing everything some at the same time?
Yes, sir.
Do you know that?
Yes, sir, I know that.
So how do you relate this your multitasking to know this knowledge?
Sir, I would say that is one of my gifts as a person, that is being able to multitask at the same time. And one thing is that when I'm multitasking, I don't reduce the quality of one. No. It's either I will do it all or I don't do it at all. So it's something which is part of me that I don't have a problem with. If I have to sacrifice my sleep, sacrifice a lot of things in order to achieve the goals I want, then I will do it. So it's something that is really a part of me.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Please, can I ask a question?
Yeah, one quick question.
Okay. So please, AngloGold Ashanti Iduapriem. Please, I'm an upcoming NSS personnel. We have about 1 month to stay at home to prepare for NSS. So please, what are the things you advise for me to look out before I come to your company, like as a form of preparation towards my national service?
Thank you, madam. So, continue to learn.
Okay, sir, thank you.
So, continue to study.
Okay, sir.
Then, of course, I heard you doing a lot of things. You know, continue to do them and do them well.
Thank
but
you.
But more importantly, try to, if it's about AngloGold Ashanti you want, start reading about AngloGold Ashanti.
Okay.
Start asking relevant questions about AngloGold Ashanti. And begin showing interest in what AngloGold Ashanti does.
Okay, sir.
And if you have some questions, do contact us and we'll walk you through.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Please
you very
enjoy
much,
it.
Edwish. Please, a round of applause. So I just wanted to state that the purpose of this mock interview is to help assess ourselves also. So as you are sitting there, you're asking yourself, if I were to be asked this question, would I have been able to answer? How would I have conducted myself during this interview? So I'm sure that as we are sitting now, we are learning and marking ourselves also. So I just want to take the general comments from the panelists today in 2 minutes or 3 just generally, how would you assess the 3 people we have interviewed today? Please remember that we'll be taking about 3 questions after this, so prepare your questions and we will take them. Thank you. So Mr. AJ, I can start with you.
Good. Thank you so much. So, my first comment, they all did very well. They did well. So we say they should continue to improve. Yeah, very well they did. But these are a few things we need to, and it is not to them in particular, but it happens to all of us, Dr. Emifa. And that is what I would want to talk about. When they say, tell us about yourself, this tell us about yourself can make or make you simple. When we come for my interview and I say, tell me about yourself, that is the whole thing. Either you are going to be picked or not, that is just tell me about yourself. So about yourself is to give you the opportunity to highlight your own strength. If you have read about the advert, you know, you need to just, that is why you need to summarize the key skills, what we need. Go straight to it, talk to us, and it should be brief. And again, for us to hear what you want to tell us, you need to be slow and pick the issues one by one. Don't just push everything together. Of course, if I interview these 3 people, I will do second interview. Yes, I'll call for second interview because I didn't see that one come out, you know. So you need to just be, you tone down, then you tell us about yourself. Highlight your own skills, you know, relative to the role you are applying for. That is one thing you should. And again, when you are responding to questions, you are there with other people. You see, you are coming for the interview with other people. So when they ask you to respond to questions, take your time. You know, be brief. And just go straight to the question. And where you know more, you find a way of coming back to it. You can seek for clarification from the interviewer. And that will give you more opportunities, you know, to highlight your own strength. So there's no point adding so many things at the same time because we are writing and we are scoring. I mean, we should be able to get something to score you on. So don't put everything together like that. Take it one after the other. And if you do so, the interviewers will like you. It's likely you may be considered. Thank you.
Okay. Because of the area I was given, I would have to stand to demonstrate. Sitting posture, you did well. I like the way Lady Edwish sat. Oh, okay, right, thank you. Right, so when you go for interview, for example, when you are a tall person, you make sure your back is a bit to the chair so that you are comfortable enough, but not leaning too much to the back with both feet on the ground. If you are a bit short, I don't want to call myself short, you push a bit forward so that both of your feet would be on the ground. Then your hands should be, could I get help so that we demonstrate it? So your hands could be on, thank you. Your hands, yes, that's it. So your hands should be on your laps when you have your file and everything on your lap. As you face the people, it's important. Oh, but with standing versions, there are sometimes companies organize group interviews. In such situations, for example, there was a session where someone was to do a 1 minute say speech. In such a case, the way you organize yourself, there's another thing regarding networking. When you are with people of power and especially you are interested in getting job, the way you conduct yourself is important. So one of the ways is when you are standing with them, your hand could be this way, this way, this way, or this way. So this way, this way, either up here or a bit down. So this way, when you stand that way in front of people, you are communicating composure, confidence, respect, all at the same time. In the African setting, when you fold your hands at the back, it's taken for humility, but in corporate settings, that's taken sometimes for timidity. And you don't want to be seen as a timid person in public, so that's also important. And when you're standing, it's important your feet are together. Sometimes when gentlemen sit, yes, so they should be careful about that, so that both feet are together, and when you are standing as well, because especially because of you are at an entry level, it's really important that you, just by someone seeing you at entry point, you are communicating as much positive, I think in a young parlance, it's called energy, before you start talking. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Prof has just mentioned that to me. Eye contact is also important. It's good. It's also a way of communicating confidence. You look at the people, but sometimes because they are powerful people, or maybe you are new to them, it's a bit difficult to look at them, you know, eyeball to eyeball. In such a case, look a little above the person's head, just a little above. So your eyes would be communicating as if you're looking at the person's face, but you are taking the shyness up above the person's head. And that's a way of navigating it as well. And then use formal language as much as is possible. Thank you.
Hello. Let me just make this quick statement. When the acting managing director was speaking, he made some significant comments, and we need to take a note of that. One is, you know, they are seeking for your skill. You are coming to work for the company, so it is not a dash. They are not, it is not something, they are not doing you a favor. It is because it is difficult to find job in our day. That is why it has become so much of a favor to people. But you're going to sell your skills, and somebody will buy it and pay you for that skill. We have read so much about some of the things our sister has spoken about. Very correct. If you come for interview, the interviewers themselves should create a conducive atmosphere for you to flourish. That's the first principle. They should create the atmosphere for you to relax, talk, and bring out what is good, what is in you. So it is not so much of you being tense. Don't enter any interviewing room with some, extreme consciousness of posture, sitting, arrangement, eye, hand, and those things. They are very important things for you to know. But when you get into an interview room, please relax. When you need to smile, smile. If you have to laugh, laugh. And make friends. This is the reality out there. I am always interviewing. And in some few occasions, I will look for you cross your leg and I'll look for you not fidgeting. I want you to be serious. So, doctor, I want you to be serious. I want you to know that you have come for an interview. But not so much of the things we have read in books, and you come there and you can't even talk. As if you are begging, you came for the interview to beg us. Hey, colleagues, when you go for interview, be yourself. What did I say? Simple. You are going for the interview with your own people, the people who are here. You are going for the interview with them. So what makes you think that you should be timid? Go with that energy. Be positive and answer to the questions. Sit well, like she has said. Make the eye contact, like she has said. But be positive. In any case, you don't come for any professional interview where we even give you the opportunity to come and open yourself. When you come, there's table here. You understand? You will sit here, and another one, we are here, So, have confidence in yourself, but don't be so much of, I want to emphasize this because of what is happening to people. Don't be intimidated by the interviewers. Don't be what? Intimidated by the interviewers. In any case, we read your CV before you come, so we know you. So when you come confidently. One row, 500 people will apply. We can't interview all the 500 people, so we select 5 or 10. It means already you have succeeded. But out of the 10, we need 1. If we had opportunity, we will pick all the 10. But because it is only 1, we are taking 1 amongst the best 10. So when you come already in your mind, you are part of the best. So come relax and do the things you want to do, and you'll be picked. Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm sure we all observed what happened here. One thing I want you to understand is that whenever you are going for interview, you set your own questions. The questions are set by your CV. If you observe, we didn't ask any question beside what is in the CV. That is the question you present to the panel. And so you don't put anything that you don't understand on your CV. If you attended a seminar or a workshop somewhere and cannot speak to it, don't put it there. If there's a skill you have had, multitasking, adaptability, and all that you have had, and you cannot speak to it, don't put it there. Because the questions will come, and if you are found fumbling, it means you don't know what you are about. So anytime you prepare your CV, make sure you study, you research about your own CV. Then one of the tricks in answering questions, to show difference between yourself and the others, make sure in answering any question there's a technical word in it. So that after explaining, you pick that technical word and you explain to the hearing of the panel. It tells them that you know what you are about. But if you just give the ordinary definition, ordinary explanation, and you do not go into the technicalities, especially in an engineering areas like yours, somebody will come and that individual will pick those technical words. So that's my piece of advice. Whenever you are going to the interview, know that the questions have been set by you. And like he said, interviews are not do or die. What makes people fidget, lose confidence, is because they think that I must get this job at all cost. It is not do or die. The fact that you have been called for the interview tells you that you are competent, and that is enough. So you come there with that ideology, do your best, the rest is for the panel and for your God. And that will help you to maintain your composure. Thank you.
Thank you very much. But Prof VC, there was no question for the UMaT panel members. So it means you won't get TA this year. But the room is still open. We'll be taking them. I think all of them interviewed very well. And the other panel members have mentioned the things. The most important thing, as our guest speaker said, always make sure your CV is reflecting what the advert is saying. Once the CV reflects that, Mr. Robertson has also mentioned that one. Make sure you only put in the things you know, because nobody is going to question you on any aspect of your CV, that anything that is not on your CV. Once you put it there, like one thing I normally see people writing is that among the 40, 50 courses they have done in school, they'll select maybe about 5 or 10 of them and put it out there that among others I've taken these courses. If I'm interviewing you, it's another place I'll look out for. So you state that you have done maybe all metallurgy, or you have done advanced communication systems. That becomes my interest, and I'll focus on that side. So never will anybody interview you where they'll go into things that you are unaware of. The projects that you claim you have done, remember, if you still don't recall the things you did 5 years ago, 10 years ago, then it's best you don't talk about them. So this is very important for us to look at. Another thing also is that you are an entry-level engineer. Do you need to have 5-page or a 10-page or a 2-page CV? I think your CV should go straight to the point. Highlight the important things that the advert is saying, and then you present those ones. But if you have a lengthy CV, the likelihood that you will not be shortlisted is very high. So always make sure that your CV is straight to the point. And it's also important that as an entry-level person, make sure that your academic qualifications are also at the very beginning of it. Because the guy who is going to do the shortlisting has been given an instruction. Look out for people who are having this qualification. So if you don't have that qualification, or it's on the last page of your CV, it's possible I may not have the patience to go and look at it. I have 500 people or 100 people to shortlist. So these are some of the things you can look out for, and keep your CV straight to the point as much as possible. Thank you very much.
So we will take 3 questions. So for 3 people who want to ask questions, kindly quickly come to the front. Just 3, and then we will be wrapping up soon. So 3 questions. If you have a question, kindly put up your hand. You can come to the front and ask your question. So we have 1. So while we wait for the question, Mr. J, I wanted to ask you one. So after the interview, usually they will say, you hear from us. How long should we wait to hear from you? And if we don't hear from you, how do we follow up? So while we wait for the question, so the second and the third questions while Mr. AJ answers this.
Normally we say that if you don't hear from us within this date, it means you are not shortlisted. So we put it there. If you don't hear from us within this time, it means you were not shortlisted. However, a serious person will make a follow-up call.
So how do we do that quickly?
Yes. Call the person who invited you for the interview. So the day you were called, take note of the number. You were in Accra, somewhere, and you were called. Take note of that number. That number. Call that same number for the follow-up.
Thank you.
So don't call the one who has not called you. Call the one who has called you. All right.
All right. Thank you. So the first question.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, my first question is, okay. Please, my first question is a situation whereby someone comes for an interview and it's like, by all means, he must get the job. And whatever he's saying, it's more like he's trying to discredit those who have come before him or those who be coming after him. And what's your thought on it and how do you treat it? See, my second question is, when I came to level 100, I came to meet a senior who was very, very good. He was in 400 going, so much experience, and had opportunity. He was going into the mines. So I went to him for advice and other stuff. And one of the things he told me was, I should know how to play games. I was like, games? He was like, yeah. He went to an interview and, they didn't like him much because he didn't know how to play game. I was like, normal PS, the game that you play, Spa, and all those stuffs. And I didn't take it to be serious. If I'm qualified for the work, technically, my skills, everything's on point. I don't know how to play PS, Spa, or football, those stuff. To me, it's not important, but that's what he told me and he stressed on it. I want to know your thoughts on it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. My name is Isaac Aite, and I stand on all existing protocols. Please, with your permission, I would like to be brutally honest on this occasion. Yes, one thing that I always see has been a problem in the academic world is the fact that it has been incumbent in us that once we leave university, then we are going to be employed outside there. The fact is, we are aware that there is no job, and where there is job to, the slots available is not enough. So the matter of the fact is, the number of people graduating here are going to compete for such opportunities. So what we are now looking out for is to how to survive outside the world, that's outside the academic world. And being an engineer, I'm very much aware that not everyone here will be working in the engineering field. So the question is, how can we now develop our skill in surviving in the social world? Yes, we have adapted in the academic world. Now the social world, how are we going to survive? How are we going to build up the opportunities for ourselves and also open up that opportunity for people to also have this space we are fighting in for? Thank you.
Thank you very much. My question is, many companies or I've heard about companies using the applicant tracking system in their selection process for qualified candidates. But then I've heard a lot of stories about the applicant tracking system used in the selection process. Some are saying that if you don't tailor your CV to the specific job description, you might get rejected. Some are also saying with regards to the formatting of your CV and a whole lot of things. And I would like to ask if you could share your experience or if you have heard about the applicant tracking system and maybe how it works. Thank you very much.
Okay, let me stand so that I can talk to these issues small. The fact remains that 500 applications, normally, and this is what is happening. When we get 1,000 applications, we are looking out for some key skills. And what we look out for, if they don't feature on your CV in the first place, the CV is not selected. Let me say it this way to the last question. We have, if we say somebody is a mining engineer, there's no title that will say mining engineer general in any mining company. So the same mining engineering course you have done, when you come, you will say mining engineer, mining engineer, mining engineer, mining. But the road they will come is maybe dewatering, is dispatch, is crash, whatever the terms you have learned. So we are looking for a role in one. So if you pick your mining engineering program you have read here and you list everything, that is not what is being looked out for. Are we okay? Are we okay? What is mining engineering? So when we are looking for what is metallurgy, what is that? So there is something within the mining engineering we are looking out for. So we are looking for somebody who can come and support with dewatering. And we're also talking about the vehicles and how the vehicles perform and how the energy in this one and that, they are not required. So at all times, I tell people that pick samples of job advert. Pick samples from Goldfields, from that, from AngloGold, from everywhere. Pick samples of job advert and look out for the similarities in the skill requirement for certain roles. If they say dewatering, go into dewatering and look for what they have been looking for and start tailoring your CV towards that one. Your CV will be selected. So if you don't position yourself and you think after school, you just can say, I'm a mining engineer, and you list all the things. Once somebody is actually being specific with what he or she is looking for, the person is likely to be selected. Everybody in our engineering department is an engineer, but you have the mechanics, mechanical engineers, civil engineer, project guys, what. So when we advertise, we are looking for one. Please, just pick samples of CVs. No, not CVs. Pick samples of job advertisement and see how they have been tailored and inform your CV accordingly. In that case, you will be selected. And again, some people, when we advertise, we don't know whether or not they read the advertisement, but they just see it or somebody calls them they pick their CV, they write the letter, then they send. So you see that the specific things we are looking for, you have actually ignored all of them, and you have created your own CV, you have created your own work that you are coming to do in the mine. Please, in that case, you will not be selected. Now machines are doing the work. So what we feed into the machine is what the machine will bring out. If we say we need somebody who is a dewatering person, and you are the best dewatering person, but you didn't put it on your CV, the machine will not select you, unfortunately. That is what it is. So prepare your CV in accordance with the rule that has been advertised. And I also tell people that another thing you can do is that when you are working on your CV, check with another person. Check what you have done with another person, so that some basic errors and all those things will be detected for you to be told that, oh, Charlie, can you look at this way? Can you look at it this way? Can you look at it this way? Because if we say check for wrong spelling of names, and your name is wrong in the first place, you are even annoying the one who is selecting. Let's take note of that. Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Responding to the question which had to do with undermining applicants either before you or those who come after you. Our senior manager did mention and actually stress the importance of soft skills at the place of work now. So if you come in for interview and then you start undermining those who have come before you, clearly you are communicating that you can't work with other people and you are not appreciative of the abilities of other people. Workplaces are built on teams and their successes. So, and then I think one of the areas you gave was navigating the pride-confidence line. It's good to be confident, but there's a thin line in between. It's okay to probably disagree with what someone has said. It's okay with that, but condemning everyone that they are not good as much as you are, indirectly you are telling us that when you come, that is if you come, you will carry our company on your shoulders alone and do everything. It doesn't work like that. So team skills. Team skills. All right, thank you.
Right, I think I'll take the question on games. Somebody was asked to play games and he was wondering, why must I learn how to play games? These are the things that we need to learn and understand every day. Let's see the benefit of games. Anytime one is stressed, one of the ways to keep off the stress or to manage it, the psychologists will call it regression. That's retreated into an infantile behavior. It is children who play games, isn't it? But then when you play games, it helps you to manage your stress level. It helps you to relax. And so if you know how to play games, that is one benefit you get. Playing games helps you to build interpersonal relationship. Companies want individuals who can interplay, who can socialize very well. And so if you learn how to play games with people, you build that relationship. Equally, you build tolerance in playing games. If you go to our local areas, those who play drafts, if you do not have, you are unable to manage your tolerance, you always fight. And the companies are looking for somebody who can manage his tolerance level, contain a lot of things. And so you learning to play games help you to build this skill. Game playing also helps you to build time management skills. You should know when to play games, when to work, when to relax. And so if you're able to navigate all these things and you go for an interview and somebody asks you, what are some of your hobbies? And amongst your hobbies, there's nothing like game. A psychologist or a social scientist person sitting down knows that you may lack a lot of these soft skills. And so it is important to learn to play games. However, the games we are talking about here is not my bet. It's not cha-cha. It's not a game that you exchange things or money with. Everyday games like the draft that we can play, watching football or playing football, Any form of social game that do not go with exchange of money or exchange of even any part or anything that belongs to you. That is what we mean by games. So we take the My Bet, which is the major headache we have today amongst our students, out. So we take note of that.
Okay, thank you very much. One person asked about, it's about survival outside school. That it's not all of us who will, at the end of the day, find a job in the corporate world. So what do we do if we don't find that? And that is where entrepreneurship comes in. Here at UMaT, we have a platform for training people in that direction. So we have the Business Incubation Hub that can help in doing that. And you'll also notice that there's this annual program we have, the Career and Innovation Fair that we have. All of these are ways of putting together your skill. In fact, one of the things that I have learned over the years is that I seem to make more money in other skills I've developed than the one I trained in. And it's something that we all need to look at. Is it public speaking? Is it leadership? What is it? You can make money out of them. So it's up to you to build your entrepreneurship skills so that you can make money out of it. I believe this evening a lot of you will be here for the OSIT Productions. That's an electrical engineering student, but here he is doing something in entertainment. So it's up to us to look at all the skills that we have acquired over the years and then bringing them out, because it's not always that you'll find something to do in the corporate world. So look out for those things as well. And I believe you should be okay when you get out there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to the panelists. We've brought this session to an end. We also want to say thank you to the 3 students who presented themselves for the interview today. We are grateful, and thank you all for coming and doing this. God bless us all.
Please, let's do it better. Let's do it better. Very, very insightful panel discussion. In fact, practical experience. I'm sure we've all picked useful lessons and we are going to apply it accordingly, especially as we exit this university. Thank you very much, Dr. Emefa and the panel members. We want to invite Ms. Vivian Seshi, LiMAP-GH Students Coordinator. We have some presentations, certificates. Please let's welcome her with a round of applause.
Hello, thank you very much. This is going to be very snappy. We want to present certificates for our old executives and then introduce to you our new executives. The final year ladies would also receive it, but because of time, we would skip that and do it later, especially for you. So for our old executives, please, if you hear your name, please come forward. Mary LiMAP-GH is the president. Then we have Edwish. Ajwa Ejubi. Edwish is the vice president. Ajwa is the general secretary. Then Regina, organizer. Opoku, Grace Lina, PRO. Rita Ama Opoku is financial, deputy PRO. Presla Bona, financial secretary. And then Benedicta. Benedicta is the deputy organizer. Lady Rosalind, please come and help us give them the set. Okay, please come this way. Yes. Please come. So Thank you. Regina. Priscilla Bona. The red carpet, okay. Adjoa HB. Ed. Okay. Hey. Edwish. Okay, because she's. Okay, then we have Mary. She is the current president. All right. Thank you very much, Lady Rosalie. Now we want Lady Priscilla to come and help us with the new executives. The new executives, we have Rita Ama-Opong. She was the PRO from the last administration. Then we have Genevieve Adiki Boy, Vice President, Priscilla Ochri, General Secretary. Please come forward. Please come up here. Princess Hajara. Angela Ochri is the Deputy PRO. Vicentia Yeboah, PRO. Anita Ahin, Deputy Organizer. And then we have Sarah Ansa, the organizer. They were still acting as the ushers, so it will take just some seconds to get here. Rita Ama as our new president, and Lady Priscilla will just congratulate her for us. And then we have Genevieve, we have Priscilla, we have Angela, Vicentia, Anita, and Sarah. So they are, and our president is going to also congratulate. If we can have Mr. Stephen AJ to help congratulate them for us too, we'll be very happy. Yes. They are the young ladies that are going to help other young ladies to shine ahead and transform our generations. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. And best wishes to our newly elected executives. All right, so we are getting closer to the end of today's program. We understand that there are some questions that you were not able to ask. That's fine. After the program, our panelists will be around, so you can go to any of them and then ask any questions that you may have. We shall take the chairperson's closing remarks at this point. But before that, all right.
Please, let's welcome Prof VC with a round of applause.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon once again. I think it has been a very wonderful program. Let us give it up for the resource persons. Engineer Iduapriem started talking about many things regarding employability, and he said that employability is about a set of achievements. Among the achievements, he talked about being up to date. Sometimes you go for an interview and they ask questions about current affairs. So you have to be up to date regarding what is around you so that you can answer questions. He said we should be innovative. Just adding a little extra to the ordinary to make it extraordinary. Let's be innovative. He talked about time management strategically. He talked about how to adjust our CVs, and I think the panel also talked about that a lot. If it's about dewatering, what are the skills you need in order to be a good dewatering champion? Those are the things you may have to talk about. And then immediately you have to go to Boakye Junction to see what pumps are and how they work. If you're a petroleum engineer, maybe you have not seen a pump before. Go to Boakye Junction, go to Kokompe, tell them to teach you how pumps work. So that when you go for an interview and they ask you, have you seen a pump before? You don't start scratching your hair. Maybe you don't even have hair like me. And then you'll be scratching your scalp instead of your hair. So please prepare for the interview before you go. He talked about volunteering. Maybe you're a mechanical engineer here. The mines normally have shutdowns. They have relining. Can you see maybe the manager and say, can I volunteer when you are doing the next relining campaign? Can I volunteer when maybe you are doing your next shutdown? If you are given permission to enter the plant, learn well. These can all help you as you grow. He talked about relationship currency. Very, very important. Don't be anti-so. You would realize when you grow and leave this campus that the blasters who you thought are the rowdy guys and the not serious people are the people who get jobs. Why? Because they have relationship currency. Once I was at Intertech, and I saw that their current manager, a very nice young man, we call him Chopper. Chopper is now the MD. And in his own class, the people who got first class, he has employed them. And he's directing them, my friend, go and do this, hey, go and do that. They are the people who are in the assaying room by the furnace at 1,120 degrees or 1,150 degrees, whilst he is in the air-conditioned room, signing their salaries. So it is important that you don't just be by the wall and walk through without even being seen. Relationship currency, very important. Be a good mixer. Fall down, shake the dust off your dress, and keep going. And he talked about social media. And here I would say that those of you who have Facebook accounts and Twitter and those things, what are the issues that you post on your wall? And what are the hobbies that you have there? You have a Facebook account and you have about 20 hobbies. When do you get the chance to do something more important? Or you spend all your life in your hobbies? And the things that even you post, sometime before an interview, somebody can go into your social stuff and try to see the things you post. Do you just post rumors? Or you post substance? That accusation that you sent across, if you are called upon to come and talk to it, can you really speak to the matter? These are very important things that we all have to know. I enjoyed the interviews too. The 3 people who were bold enough to volunteer, give them a high five. They did very well. I believe that we all learned from the answers they gave and the comments from the panel. Somebody talked about playing games, whether it is good for an interview. Can you imagine going for an interview with somebody who captained a school football team and they need somebody who is a team player and can motivate? If the 2 of you sit down, who will be picked? So again, it comes to relationship. Being able to do things. It's not about my bet. But sometimes when they advertise for a job that requires serious team playing skills and people who can motivate, they sometimes even go for sportsmen. And therefore, it is important that you do something beyond the fluid mechanics and mathematical analysis. They talked about something very important. Tell us about yourself. Then you say, I come from Ejuso. I'm the third born of my parents. And then the food I like best is gobe. That is not what they are looking for. They want you to tell them that my name is Erekua. I completed with a BSc in Minerals Engineering. I'm somebody who has an eye for details, and therefore when I'm conducting any study, I'm able to look at the details and come up with linkages in order to write a good report. That is about yourself. How your skills can help the job that has been advertised so that you can push an agenda for them. So these are things you can rehearse yourself over and over and over again. So that when you meet somebody, even in an elevator, and then they ask you, what are the skills you are bringing to today's interview? Within 30 seconds, you should be able to sell yourself. Don't say, I'm Amankwah Patricia. And sometimes ladies even start introducing themselves with their surnames. That is wrong. Are you a Presbyterian? Don't say you are Amankwah Richard. That is not a nice way to introduce yourself. All these are little skills that you have to learn to make yourself more easygoing and more appealing to the person who is interviewing you so that you can get your job. The last one, somebody said that, can you condemn other people in order to make yourself more better? It is not a debating society that you are in. It is an interview. You don't even know what the other people said. So why do you tell the interviewees that, or let's say the people who are interviewing, that these people are not good, I'm the better one? No. Talk about yourself and answer your questions very well. I believe that if we can do all these things, it is possible that we will get the jobs that are advertised. And if for any reason, as has been said, you don't get into the corporate system, create a job for yourself and employ other people. Thank you very much.
Oh. Thank you very much, Prof. VC. Please, let's do it better. For that wonderful summary. Thank you very much, Prof. I believe we've had a very insightful and very impactful program today. So we thank all our speakers, our panel members, and everybody. It is time for the vote of thanks. So let's welcome Miss Mary Enima Achempon. Mary will give us the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. MC. On behalf of LiMAP, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of you for joining us today at this remarkable program. It has been an inspiring and enlightening experience for us all. First and foremost, I want to express our deepest appreciation to our esteemed speakers and panelists who shared their invaluable insights and expertise. Their contributions have truly enriched our understanding and have motivated us to strive for readiness in every aspect of our lives. I would also like to thank our sponsors for their generous support, without which this event would not have been possible. Your commitment to promoting readiness is commendable, and we are grateful in your partnership. A special thanks goes out to all the volunteers and event staff who work tirelessly behind the scenes to promote this program. Your dedication and hard work have not gone unnoticed. Last but not the least, I want to thank each and every one of you, our attendees. Your active participation and engagement have made this program a resounding success. Your presence here today demonstrates your commitment to personal and collective readiness, and we hope you leave here inspired and prepared for whatever lies ahead. In closing, Exit in Readiness has been a truly transformative experience, and we look forward to continuing this journey together. Thank you once again for being a part of this incredible event, and we hope to see you again in future endeavors. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for thanking us. We also thank you for coming. Yeah.
All right, so this has been Exit in Readiness 2023, organized through the partnership of AngloGold Ashanti Iduapriem Limited, Ladies in Mining and Allied Professions in Ghana, and the University of Mines and Technology, UMaT. Now, please let me inform you that after this session, we are going to have the photography session as well. This is just one of the final memories that we shall have with you. And this will be the evidence that indeed you were at EIR 23. So please don't leave after the closing prayer. Stay put and let us see the photographs as well. Thank you very much.
So thank you. Stay put right after the program for that short photographs. We also want to express our gratitude to our friends from the media who joined us, and we know that we are going to amplify this program, so it's not just going to end here, and we'll continue to appreciate you for that support. It's time we started this program with prayer, so we want to end with prayer. Let's invite Mr. Maxwell Kwachi for the closing prayer. Let's welcome him with a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Please, if you can, kindly be on your feet and let's close our eyes even as we pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, we bless your name. We give you all the praise for a wonderful session and a wonderful meeting. We bless you, knowing very well that whatever that we've learned here, we are going to put it into practice, and it is going to help us in our next stage of life. We pray that, Father, as we are departing, we are not departing from your presence. Let your presence go with us wherever that we would go. Our resource personnel are under your feet. Be with them, grant them safe travels, and as they attend to their other schedules, be with them. Continue to give them the knowledge, so that wherever that they will go, they will impart such into the minds of their hearers. Father, be with us, so that even as we, the students, are going out into the world, we will be of value, and people will rush and get us into their firms and into their industries because of the knowledge we have acquired. Let not life be of difficulties in our lives. Let us not be stranded in the outside world. And if we see ourselves in the next 2-3 years in better places, we shall never forget to give you glory and honor. This and many more we ask through Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God. Amen.
Amen. All right. So yes, this is the photography session. So we shall invite, first of all, the dignitaries, panelists, and the invited guests. Please don't leave the auditorium. We would love to take
Students, don't go, please. Don't go.
Dignitaries, panelists, invited guests. Please come around and let's take some pictures. Yeah, so Mr. Murphy,